Hear me out.
She loves me so, this I know for sure.
It's simply somebody else interpreting the exact same piece of music. It doesn't matter if you go into any of these. Whatever the style of music is, it is simply somebody.
My baby don't mess around because
A different interpretation of the same. I'll turn this one down. Just for a second, we'll get to the good bit, hey?
Baby, don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know.
Different interpretations of the exact same song. Just two more.
she loves me so, and this I know for sure.
Amazing how somebody can take the same physical piece of music, the same notes on sheets of paper, and come up with so many different versions of the same song. And I reckon some of the covers of Hey Ya actually suit the mood of the lyrics so much better than what Dearest Andre 3000 did when he actually put that music video out and the style of music he specifically chose for it. I know, I'm hungry too. We're getting there. Do you have the interpretation of the Bible right? Do I? We all here have interpreted the Bible somehow. We're sitting here. So you've interpreted the fact that you think you should be in church. You have beliefs. You have a system of what you've been taught, what you still believe, what you do. Maybe doctrines like where you go, what you eat, what you put into your body. And do you have it right? The problem that so many churches have is they believe they are the only ones who could possibly interpret the Bible. And Luther, 500 years ago, said, you know what? God gave all of us the ability to interpret it. Don't get me wrong. I think I'm part of a church who I agree with its interpretation more than any other denomination. I've looked at many in my lifetime, and that is why I'm here. I want to be part of this community because of its interpretation. I don't want to bend the Bible to suit myself, and I do that all the time, and if you tell me you don't, you're lying. We bend what we read in the Bible to fit our lives so often. So when you look around to your fellow humans here in church, our work, but especially here in this group of people who also put their hand up and say, I love God and I want to learn more about him. When you look across and we start judging the next person beside us, and as I say, that is one of my hobbies on a Sabbath morning when I come to church. It's quite fun. You start judging the people around you. We have to remember that there is an excellent chance that we don't have the interpretation of the Bible right. And we have to keep an open mind to think that maybe God will speak to us and give us new light. Exactly what Ellen White said when she wrote those books. What we say as a church in our 20, how many are we up to now, Mac? 28, 29 fundamentals now? And that's the thing I love about it. We might have grown up with 27 fundamentals and now we've got 28, and I don't mind if it becomes 29 or 30, as long as we as a church are willing to move when we see new light. When we come across an interpretation that we now believe is correct, I want our church not to stay with the 27 and be able to grow and expand. I'm just going to finish with one verse today. Quite odd, hey, a sermon about the Bible and I don't even use it. Matthew 22, 36 to 40. Teacher, what is the most important commandment in the law? And Jesus answered, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment. The second most important commandment is like this, and it is love others as much as you love yourself. Because all of the law of Moses, the books of the prophets, are based on these two commandments. If churches simply stopped comparing each other and started following those commandments, the ones that all the other commandments we follow are based on, it says, maybe we would start to see other people's interpretations of the Bible. Maybe we would question our own and try and work out what we actually believe rather than just what we've been told. Maybe we would end up with a much happier, love-filled kind of church. Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this awesome book that drives so many of us crazy when you just can't always understand what was meaning. It's as though we want a complete list of do's and don'ts, rights and wrongs written down in black and white that would make our lives so much easier, but instead you gave us one thing that hurts us and makes us so happy, and that is the ability to make a decision ourselves. Bless us as we read the Bible and come up with these interpretations, as we come back to church and we talk about them and work out what we actually believe and want and what we think you mean for our lives, and help us to do it in a love-filled way that will encourage other people to want to learn more about you, to want to read this awesome book. In your name, amen.